All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Mr.Squarrel. We're playing a little bit more DC Worlds Collide. I want to create a general investment tier list. Who should you start? Like, what are priority characters to build that maybe don't always work well together, but that are fine enough right now because the game just came out, that I think are good investments as the game goes on. And that characters that I think will age gracefully as the game progresses, as well as leader characters that will that carry with them synergies that will be beneficial that you want to have on your teams because you want to be running leader skills. Okay, so the first one I'm going to start with here is, again, this is just a general starting out. Who should you be investing in? That gives you good levels of investment moving forward. And the first one, he's my favorite character, and I think he is the best character in the game, is Lex Luthor. He's giving a shield to your whole team. The stronger he becomes, the stronger the shields become. And then his leader skill reduces damage taken when you're shielded. It's great. And he applies shields to everyone. Bada bing, bada boom. I think he is a phenomenal character. Easy peasy. You can just slot him in and he works. The next one, of course, oh my God, is Wonder Woman. And the reason I say this is that now there's two things that we already know she's great. I'm not going to get into it. One thing that I want to highlight about why you should be investing in these two characters. There is an actual reason you want to be investing in these two characters. Remember, guys, this is an idle game, and what's really important is how easy it is to rank up a character. Now, this is what I was getting. The first thing that you want to think about, where is Arena Shop? Lex, you can get for free. You can just keep getting his shards for free. It means you can rank him up as the game goes on. And what I'm saying, rank up. So right here, if I go here, I go to rank up. That means they get more stars. And if I go right here for his next rank up, I need 60 of his shards plus 320 of purple. That's a big investment to get him to 3 stars. So what I'm saying is you want to make sure that getting those yellows, because you need his shards or these things, which are hard to come by. So you want to make sure you're saving those. I would never put them into Lex because his shards are free. So I'm not going to invest in that. And then with Wonder Woman, her shards, guess what, where is it? These shards, yeah, as you see right here, they are also free in the Elite Arena Shop. I already picked up my first 10 here. So the characters you can pick up from the standard banner right here, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, they're all free. Now, granted, you can also get this. This is legendary fragments, so you can pick this up as well. But again, you're getting 10, but it costs 1,000 more. This is good for later investment. This also means that it will take time, and you got to be playing the arena to get these shards. But what is it also telling me? It's telling me that these characters are going to be a little bit easier to build just because they are easy to get the shards for, right? So I'm gonna great, I can just get these shards and I'm gonna move on with my life. That's why when I come back here, not only are they good, they're easy to invest in, per se. The next character I would invest heavily in. I've been having a lot of success with him. I think he is S tier for investment purposes. Is going to be, could he be better? Yeah, but I think he's very good to invest in. Again, he is a free character in the sense that you get his shards for free and relatively easily, but is going to be Nightwing. I think he is a great tank. And Nightwing, I would say that you should always be pairing Nightwing up with Ocean Master because Nightwing blocks, Ocean Master counters, right? So more blocking, more damage Ocean Master is doing. So Ocean Master, on the other hand, I'm going to put him in A. I think he's phenomenal. But again, this comes back to accessibility of getting those shards. Because when we're talking about investment, tanks are also just good investments because you have a variety of game modes that you need to be investing your characters in. And as such, you need easy ways to get shards. I think overall he is phenomenal, but this isn't about how great a character is per se. It's like how great they are, how easy they are to rank up, how easy it is to get the shards, how easy it is to do all of these different things. And also it is to take note is that epic characters will inevitably be weaker than the legendary variants because legendary have another ability, which means they're doing one more thing over epics. But epics do start, it's much easier to get epics. A character that I think is absolutely god tier to invest in is going to be Kid Flash. He just keeps your team alive. I'm a big proponent of sustainability. He is you can get his shards. Again, I'm going to come back to, let me just double check that I know where his shards are at before I actually say this and I'm not steering everybody in the wrong direction. Am I wrong? I am wrong. You can't actually get his shards. So with that, because his shards are, I pulled him twice. That was my brain. I think he's A tier for investment. My brain made a mistake, so I'm going to correct it right now. I don't want to give misinformation. I think he's good. He's a character you should invest in as time goes on. But again, I want to be very careful with fully investing in epics. Because remember those shards that I showed you earlier, you don't get a lot of those, and you don't want to be just wasting them all willy nilly. Because then you're losing valuable resources to rank up your characters, and I'm getting levels is going to be leveling up is going to be one of the most important things you can do in this game, because you're going past thresholds, and it will be kind of the late game thing you're working on. The next character, who I would say is actually just a generally really good investment, because of how easy his shards are to get. You get them through missions, you get them through the guide. You can rank him up, and he does a lot of good single target damage. Simple put. The one thing with Batman, I want to just double check something really quickly as I'm going through this. Where is Batman? I don't actually have mine fully built up at this. He actually has a leader skill of single target damage, so he's going to be really good for a lot of what's it called? Evil Falls, and I can go through those game modes a little bit later. But Evil Falls is where you're going to get gear. He's really good for that. He helps your team do lots of damage for single target. So overall, very good for bosses. And you get shards very easily. Oh, you know what I was thinking with Kid Flash? I know what I was thinking, because he's a fusion character. Now I remember. I would do the fusion for him. And try to at least get another copy of him through polls. He's very good. Great healer. A character that, again, I don't per se like, but I think he's a good investment character and he's safe. There's a ton of game modes you're going to need him for anyways. And again, this is not how great they are. It's how great it's good plus investment. Like, what are characters like that you will get shards for, a lot of shards that will help you raise their level up quickly, because this game is about getting characters, like continually pushing the levels with ease of access, while also not having to like constantly keep pulling, because I guarantee you limited characters, yada yada yada. I'm not gonna get into it. Easy character, you just get him through daily logins, and then as you just keep logging in 15-30 days, you get more shards. He's someone that does a lot of damage, and you get his shards for free. You don't even need to pull for him. And so, with that in mind, I think that this is a really good character to just invest in. Does lots of damage. Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about investing in him. The next character, this is kind of a weird one. I don't think he's particularly great, but I think if you're going to run a burn team, you need him, and you can get his character fusion. And so, do I think you should be investing in him? I don't think you should be investing in him, but if you're going to run a burn team, he's very good. I'm actually going to kind of do this real quick. And then we're going to pretend, I'm going to say this right now. If this was, let's just say, the new DCU Superman, these three kind of go, like, I'm just going to put all of these together. If you're going to run a burn, where it is them, if you run them together, they're great. That, and then run Kid Flash with them, you're good to go, right? Like, then you got a burn team, you call it a day, and you move on with your life. Do I think the burn team is the best thing that's ever been made? No, but it is something to consider. That I think there's relative sort of ease to get the characters. Right now, if you want to invest in that Superman, I would not invest in him. I think he's good, but I think Batman does pretty much what he's already doing. So I think you need to get him now. Have him. Do I think you should get him? Probably not. Batman does what he does. So I'm going to kind of go back. I'm going to take these out because I don't think they're investment worthy. Again, I actually think he's like a C tier level of investment. I would say, unless you're going to go full on. to build him, I would say that is the way I would think about what do you want to invest your characters in. I'm also trying to like think about what are easy characters. I would say investment Green Arrow, phenomenal. He synergizes incredibly well with Wonder Woman. Again, if you spend $1, you can get him. I think if you're a spender, go for it. If you're not a spender, don't. Is he needed? I don't think he's needed. Does he do good stuff, especially in the early game? Yeah, he does good stuff in the early game. But again, investment wise, I'm trying to look at some other characters that you will be getting that are really good for investment. Now, these are the characters. Actually, I'm going to pause it here, and I don't want to convolute this list. Sometimes I look at these lists and it's almost like overwhelming with how many characters are in this game. I would say Gorilla Grodd, he is a good character. You can pull for him, but again, he's a fusion character. You can fuse for him, and then you're going to need to get more copies to fuse for Lex. So just take note is that he might take a little bit to build up because you're going to use your second copy to get the Lex. I'm trying to look at some other things. I'm thinking about what other characters that you can really. I mean, Zatanna you can get for free. She's good. Notice how I'm leaving everyone else here is like below. I'm trying to use this list as who are characters that are worthy of investment. I'd say right here, these 5 are just very good investments. I actually don't think we have a lot of great supports right now in this game. I think there are characters that are decent, but I don't think we have any fully specialized supports. Like for instance, let me highlight a few characters who I think will be great in the late as the game goes on. They will get better. I think right now I will say Ocean Master is great. As we get more block characters, he will get better because the more people block, the more he's auto attacking. He's just doing a lot of stuff. Supergirl is a healer actually, but you want Frostbite. Again, noticing here specialization. I'm using this list to just say these I think are your 10 characters, and notice you can also get all these characters for free, and that they kind of operate well by themselves, and you can literally just throw them all on a team and it'll work. But in terms of like, he's probably, these 2 are your best tanks. There's your best damage, second best damage. If I were to put a character that for healing or support, I'm not really impressed with a lot of supports in this game. I'm really not. I don't like the supports for the most part. I think they're good, but no supports like, man, they're just amazing. I'd say, supports are good. There's no like, this support's absolutely broken. I have a feeling we're going to get some broken supports in the near future, and I'm going to save for those characters. But again, this is just a tier list on who I think you should be investing in right now as you're starting out. I would really shoot for these characters. You cannot go wrong with these 5. I would invest in these. Batman gets better later. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put him down here. I'm sorry. I think he's good. I think if I'm looking at this list, he gets better later. I like it like this. I like Grodd more than I like Batman. Grodd helped me push a lot. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I think Batman. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Okay, because Zatanna got nerfed. That's why she's not as... and the one thing with him, Ocean Master, again, pairs really well with Nightwing. Really well with Nightwing. So, and he gets better with higher investment because then he goes from having buffing 1 ally to 2 allies. Yeah, it's phenomenal. But I'm going to just say this. Characters who I think you should invest in right here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to just say I think Superman is okay. I've never been, his revive is wonky, or his like cheat death is wonky. And I say this because, I already have another video. This will actually be this, I'm going to make this the first video. I have the second video is going to be about Lex and talking about who I think synergizes really well with him and who you should be investing. And a lot of those characters are actually not on this right here. Because this game is weird in the way that it operates. I would say you need to pick characters like right now and invest in those characters, because the more you invest in the characters, the further you're going to push. The more you push, the farther you're going to get, the more stuff you're going to get. It's overall, you want to build a team that helps you push. Okay. Well, again, open to feedback. look forward to hearing from everyone. Have a wonderful day. And remember, failing is just your first attempt at learning.